All right, so we're back in the dough room once again because this is why so many people, not only do they want the certification of Scuola Pizzaiolo and the Pizzaiolo certification that Danny runs the class with. One of the biggest reasons why a lot of people want to come in because they truly want to understand pre-ferments, right? We talk pre-ferments, we talk Biga, and we talk
Poolish.
So we're going to talk the difference between the two of them, applications of them, how you do them, why you do them. When you take the 5-day certification class here at the North American Pizza and Culinary Academy, this is a big part of it, and understanding why we use certain flours and the difference of how they come out with them, right? And all right, so we're going to talk about doing the flours you're using for the Biga and the Poolish. I'm a Biga guy. I love Biga.
I love Biga too for pizza.
Yeah, most guys. And then, so with Biga, I love, with pizza, I love Biga. And when we do a lot of baguettes, we'll use a lot of Poolish, so it's not as open. But we've been doing a lot of testing and a lot of recipes with ciabatta romana, and true ciabatta is 100% Biga. Okay, there's no added flour. It's not really used as a pre-ferment. It's your dough and then finished the next day, right? So for me, I love using the Oro, the 14.5% protein, the strength, what it gives me in a overnight Biga, sitting at room temperature and still having that strength. Perfect if you're going at least 75% or higher hydration. And for the Polish,
no, I'm Polish. He's talking about Poolish.
Poolish. Sorry, my bad.
We're going to use the Superior, which is 13.5% protein, a little bit less, but we're going to super hydrate it, and it gives us a nice, more consistent structure inside of our bread, where that's what we're looking for in a baguette. We're not looking always for those crazy air structures like we do with pizza.
Right, because you want to chew and bite into.
I want to be able to make a grilled cheese with a sandwich and not have all the cheese fall out, right?
And still have and get some more flavor. So with your pre-ferments, right, we're going to get some flavor profile. We're going to get some lift, structure, and it all depends on how it's handled from start to finish. This is what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people think, right, Danny, like we deal with, is using one thing, you're always going to get the same.
Right.
So whether your time management, your temperature management, how it's being handled, you get different finishes throughout. Even though they're pre-ferments, they're breaking down. Definitely makes a bread, pizza, whatever, more digestible. Right. But and bring more flavor profile to it. But you'll definitely get different structure on how it's been handled after the dough is mixed. So I'll start with Biga.
Okay.
So Biga, typically 45% hydration in the Biga. We've gotten to the point where we like 50%, which is fine. You can go even a little higher, but 45 to 50% hydration to your water. So I'm going to start with my water. And we've definitely found out, I mean, you can use fresh yeast if you want. LaSaf instant dry yeast or Saf instant. It just makes a more consistent product. So I'm going to put it into the water, and then I'm just going to make sure that it's dissolved. So while I'm doing that, you want to get yours started?
All right, I'm going to start doing mine now. So his is a semi-dry pre-dough. Mine is more like to make everyone think about it, it's more like a sourdough starter, but we're just going to make it fresh every time we want to use it. So we're doing equal parts water and flour. So I'm going to start with my water. Okay, we got this out of our New York water maker, of course. Clean water,
True.
Very important.
We should discuss the importance of water and how so many people take the water coming out of their faucet for granted, and how much nicer of a dough a good water will make your dough.
Absolutely.
And that's the difference, and it's why, even though Chicago has pretty good water for making dough, New York water maker definitely changes the quality of what you're doing. Yeah. And then, like, I've gone and done, we've done a good consulting for operators that have the system in, especially down in the southern states where the water is just not good tasting wise. And I've had conversations with guys like, you need to pump this into use that water for your soda machine, your iced tea, your coffee, whatever it is. So That's a whole nother ball game. But yeah,
That's another video.
We'll talk about good water.
So he put 5 grams of yeast in there. I'm going to go 1 gram. Okay. And this comes down to.
Don't be cheap.
The environment that we're going to create for these yeasts. Okay. So 1 gram per kilo. And what's going to happen is because there's so much water in here, it's going to give the yeast opportunity to multiply and even ferment at the same time.
And because it's so much looser, you don't need so much yeast to fight that.
Push it up.
Where with this one being a drier pre-ferment,
right, you
need that little more oomph of your yeast.
Mm-hmm. And we always put the yeast in the water. Okay.
Make sure you dissolve. And I'm going to go out and say you cannot use active dry yeast.
Nope.
Because with active dry yeast, you have to activate it over 80 degrees. 80 to 110 to crack that outside shell off to activate it. With this, we're typically doing with colder water because we want to keep the temperature down so it just gradually builds and works itself at room temperature. If you use active dry yeast, you're not going to get the work.
Right.
Right? Yeast's not going to work.
Right.
Okay. You're dissolved?
I'm dissolved. My little dissolved. 1 gram.
So you'll see now yeast is dissolved in the water. So now we're going to take our flour.
Okay. 1 kilo each.
And right into our
water.
The bowl.
All right.
So
you go ahead.
I'm going to mix with hand. And I like to put a glove on, especially with this. It just makes it a little easy because it's almost like we're making a little like Play-Doh-ish. And you got it easy on that side over there. You got a little.
I realized that using the Danish dough, what is it, dough hook, dough whisk?
Dough whisk. Yeah.
Dough whisk makes making Poolish just so much easier because it scrapes into the edges of the bowl, and then I don't have to get my hands all dirty. But you have to make sure you hydrate all the flour, or else the yeast won't be able to eat.
So I had an issue also. We had an issue with a customer over mixing. And it was just coming out too flat. So you want to make sure that you don't, right, you're not leaving big lumps, but at the same time, you don't want to beat it up.
Right. You're not looking to create gluten. You're just looking to hydrate, especially with the Biga, because if you make it too glutinous, it's going to be hard for that yeast to begin to,
to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it. A couple lumps, nothing big, but those will all hydrate in time.
All right, so now you'll see the difference between how a Biga and a Poolish should look if you use a pre-ferment. Okay. So this is the beginning of our gluten net, but we're not developing a dough. And Danny's so we'll say overhydrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
That the flour hasn't really
it won't be able to really build any gluten because we haven't given it time to build. If I did a slow addition and it was mixing, I could be better with the Oro to do this high of a hydration. But I'm not looking for it because I'm going to add this to more water later in the next batch. So if I create gluten, I'm just going to end up breaking that gluten back down anyway. So I just want to give food for the yeast to begin to do its job.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right. So we'll give you a nice little look of the difference between your Biga and your Poolish. And I think, really at the end of the day, it's a preference thing.
It is.
It's a preference.
We get some people, and it also comes down to your mixer. What kind of style mixer do you have? Because yes, you can do a Biga, but it's a little bit harder to do a Biga in a planetary versus a spiral.
Yeah.
The other thing is that make sure you got room for this to grow. This can triple in size overnight. So if you just take this, put this in just enough, it's going to be all over the place the next day. This will absorb and maybe rise a little bit, but we're not looking for that rise so much as the smells and the flavors and the acidity that we're going to get from that. Yes.
Yeah. So again, you want to learn about Biga, you want to learn about Poolish, pre-ferments, understanding the right ingredients for the right product and the finish and everything. take the 5-day pizzaiolo class. The information that you obtain here in that class with Scuola Pizzaiolo and Danny is invaluable. You will never not use what you learn here in 5 days.
Everyone thinks there's a lot to come, but honestly, it's a lot of information, but it's understandable, and it really makes you a better dough maker, not just for pizza.
And now we're starting to do advanced classes. So the advanced classes are open to everybody who took the 5-day and is graduated and got the certification in the 5-day pizzaiolo class. Then you can, it's basically invite only on their next advanced class. Okay. And it's really because this way we know that you have that understanding of the science of.
So I don't have to spend a whole day going back over the information that we need to do the advanced classes.
All right. Any questions, you can reach out to us. We'll answer whatever questions. We're in beautiful Lisle, Illinois. So you can get anything over here. It's a nice area, unless you want grappa.
Italian moonshine. All right. So from the dough room, God bless America. We love you guys, and we hope to see you. I hope to see you in the next 5-day certification course. So talk to you later.